Greetings, Dapperlings, and welcome to the highly anticipated return of XCOM to my channel. XCOM 2, I might add. Now, those who've been around with my channel for a long time will know that I have played both XCOM Enemy Unknown and XCOM Enemy Within. I am a veteran of the original XCOM, and as such, I went into both of those games A, blind, and B, on a harder difficulty. And while the first foray didn't go so well due to certain assumptions made on my part that didn't end up being true, bloody engineers, but the second one did quite well. So I'm probably going to be playing XCOM 2 at a reasonably high difficulty level. It might not be on legendary as such because there are lots of things I don't know about the game, but then I might just feel like it at the time. I will be playing on Iron Man. Whether that is an option or whether it is self-imposed, many people know my love for the whole losing is fun philosophy, and having named soldiers, which is, as you can probably tell from the video description, what this episode is all going to be about, really loses its impact if none of them will ever die because you reload the game when they do. I have nothing against anyone who does. By all means, play any game the way that makes you happy to play it. That's the whole point of a game, is to be entertained. If you don't want to lose characters, then don't. And don't let anyone tell you that you're playing it wrong for doing it that way. I personally will play it in Iron Man mode though. Now, I've had access to the game for a few days. I haven't been posting footage for one fairly important reason. There is an embargo on certain very important early game plot points. Whilst most of the gameplay, you can just play it and post footage on it, there are certain things you're not allowed to mention or just can't show footage of. But there were two very important things right at the beginning of the game that were under embargo that, for me, affected everything that came after it. I tend to play the game with a bit more of an in-character kind of bent on it. It's not full-on roleplay or anything like that, but there are certain points where I will make a decision because I feel it makes more sense in the terms of the overall story and the character's motivations than because it is the most tactically sound thing to do from a meta-game perspective. I am, of course, as the player, a god looking down on the world, and I can make very, very objective decisions about things, but I like to keep it a bit more characterful. And that is continued across the way I like to have actual characters in the game that have names that I'm familiar with, that are based on people I either know or on viewers. This is a very big part for me. And in fact, it's probably one of the parts that I most like in XCOM, is actually having people there that I can identify. Now, as you can see, I've named a bunch of characters from amongst YouTubing personalities and streamers that I'm friends with or just know, and it'll be interesting to see them show up. But obviously, this is also open to anyone who would like to get themselves into the game from amongst my viewers. Now, XCOM 2 gives us something a little bit more easy to get that to happen. We can import characters and export them. If you own the game, you can make a character of yourself, you can export it, you can then email it to me. Oh, it sounds like my parents are waking up. You can email the character to me. My email is on the About page, as always, and I will import it into the game. This is the character pool. Basically, this is a pool of characters that the game can draw from in order to fill out its story. So when you get new recruits, it might draw them from the character pool. When you are going to rescue a VIP, that VIP might be someone from your character pool. It could be a scientist, and there'll be a scientist in your base, or an engineer. Likewise, some of the scallywag enemy VIPs that you have to neutralize can be characters that you've put into the character pool. You can export or make a character out of anyone in the game when you're in-game. Like if you name a character in-game, you can then put them in the character pool. So I will probably be making quite liberal use of this. I'm not going to go over any of the characters I've already made. Instead, we are going to be making one fresh, just so I can demonstrate just how much there is. And we're going to start from the top. So first name is going to be Nerin. Oops. There we go. We will also have Win as the last name. And the nickname shall be Dark Aavak. Because it can't be Aavak who's the character. Aavak is the commander. Aavak is the godly, on-high, omniscient presence that is directing troops across the battlefield. Dark Aavak can be one of the soldiers, though. And I will probably try at least a little bit to stop him committing any heinous acts fueled by coffee. Maybe. I might just let him, let loose the dogs of war, but we'll see. Right, United Kingdom male. There are significant options here. A lot of options. Now, this is what I was referring to earlier, that you can select what the character is going to show up as. If you don't ever want it being a soldier, you can just say it should always be a VIP, or for that matter, a dark VIP. And I welcome anyone to select any combination of these they want. The soldier class, if you always want a specific character to always be a specific class, you can select it. I'm not going to go into what the classes are, because that might be a little bit of a spoiler, and I do intend to get this up just before or on the release, so I'll leave that to those of you who are going to get the game, or for those of you who are going to be watching me play it. But you can select a random class and they'll just pick from there. It's not going to be random every time. That's what rookie is. If they're a rookie, then when you recruit them, they'll need a promotion, then it'll be randomly assigned. So if you're looking to have it just be random, select rookie. But if you just want them to be random once and then always stick with it, then just click on the random class. It's a bit of an odd way to do it, but now, as for race, there are 4 different races and they affect various characteristics. We're going to go with race 0. Skin color, for Dark Aavak, it will be very pale. I'm not going to go into props in any great detail, but I am going to pop in there just now just to turn off the hat. Oh, you're already bald. That's actually quite useful. But there are lots of hairstyles. An awful lot of hairstyles. We can go all the way down. We've got everything from bald to receding to a Viking ponytail up through afros, and of course, the old favorite, the blowout. But for Dark Aavak, it will be bald. Facial hair, 5 o'clock shadow. Got various options here, quite a lot. Short horseshoe mustache? No. It shall be a goatee and a mustache for Dark Aavak, and we will also set the hair color, which would be about that. Now, along with the nationality, you can set the voices. We've got a very large selection of American English, UK English, Australian English, lots of French, German, Italian, and Spanish voices to choose from. We will go with UK English one. I'm quite familiar with all of the UK ones at this point, so I know that one's... It's not that one's the closest, it's the least far away effective. Yes, I know they're the same thing, but... is the glass half full, half empty kind of perspective. None of them are anything even remotely close to my accent, so this is just the one that is the least far away. Let's see. Now you can select colors for your armor, and I think for Dark Aavak we're going to go with a sort of a bloody red color there, and the secondary color, so the details, other things like that, you can go with a bloody red there as well, or a stronger red, or even a black maybe. I think we'll go with a dark blue. I think so, something like that, like a just a shade or two darker than navy. Now, what's the next thing we want to deal with? Weapon color, of course, and again, you can customize so many things in this. I'm gonna give Dark Aavak. If we got a black as pitch color, we do. But you know what? I think we'll go with another red. Yeah, I think that one is probably one of the better reds to go for. So we'll go with this one. Now, you've got a couple of attitude options. Now, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't really affect anything except how they compose themselves. So you've got the by the book, very stiff upper lip, straight back, salute, laid back. I'm just here to shoot aliens and chew bubblegum kind of mood. You've got the normal, mix of both. You've got twitchy. It's like, oh, where are the aliens? I've heard there's aliens. I want to shoot the aliens. I don't want to get shot by the aliens, etc., etc., etc. Happy-go-lucky. It's like, that medicine the doctor gave me is really good. I'm in a happy place. Hard luck, I'm in a really bad place. I just watched my parents get eaten by aliens, and then they ate my bloody dog as well. I hate my life. Then you've got intense, which is, again, kind of like, I'm here to shoot aliens. I don't care about the bubblegum kind of approach. And I think that's probably a little bit more fitting for the Dark Aavak persona. Now, this is the part that gives you quite a lot of fun to play with, is the props. Now, as you saw, there are helmets, all sorts of hats and helmets, all kinds of crazy stuff. You can have like a hood. I actually quite like the recon hood. It's pretty cool. You've got various helmets. A hockey man. Almost appropriate for Dark Aavak. But no, we're going to be going with none. You've got arms, so you can customize these. Now, I'm not sure how this will affect different types of armor in the game. I have intentionally only gone through the tutorial and about one mission beyond that and thought, no, I want to preserve it. I really like playing these games blind. I realize that means that there is a good chance that death may find my troops sooner rather than later, but given that I'm going to be playing on a higher difficulty, that's probably going to happen anyway, and it'll also give us an excuse to cycle through the troops. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it as it is. I'm probably going to get a lot of names. So in order to get through a lot of them, I need people to be getting wounded regularly and having time out in the infirmary and or the morgue. Let's see. I think I like the kind of gloved and sort of bracer effect on one hand, on one arm. Yeah, I like that. We'll go with that. Legs, lots of different things. Let's see. I don't know, having shin guards is nice, but really am I going to be kicked in my shins by any tiny midget aliens? I'm not sure. Might just go with something a little bit more form-fitting so that we can move a little bit faster. Yeah, we'll go with that. It seems a little bit less bulky. For the torso, again, same thing. And there aren't very much differences in terms of the armor effects for the male and female characters, and I like that, honestly. You're not going to be seeing any chainmail bikinis in XCOM. No, this is a bloody war. And in wars, people wear stuff that stops them from being shot in the heart, etc. I'm not going to launch it to song, though. If you want that kind of thing, there are lots of YouTubers who go there. Me, no. Let's see. Well, maybe I will occasionally, but it'll be very occasional. If I'm really happy because we've done something awesome, maybe, just maybe. Yeah, I like that one actually. Got a couple of utility pouches. I like that. Looks like I could attach a jetpack to it. I really hope there are jetpacks in this. Right, now this is the part for the face. You've got the upper and the... Oh, wow, there's a monocle? That's not for Dark Aavak. However, I just saw an eye patch. Pirate Dark Aavak. Oh, this is getting even better. I like it. Yes, we're going to be going with this. No, Dark Aavak doesn't smoke. Nah, maybe, but that would hide up your beautiful face. No. We've got armor patterns, which are pretty cool. There's lots of different armor patterns, and depending on your secondary and primary armor color, you're going to have much more extreme effects. Now, it's worth saying that I do have access to the DLC. Unfortunately, it's only going to be activated when the game releases properly, so there will be more customization options open to me once the DLC lands, so you may find that some of the character, or perhaps this one specifically, will be slightly different when we actually see him in game proper, or at some point his armor will just suddenly have different kind of effects, or he might have different props on. We'll see when we get to... Oh, that's the wrong one. Weapon pattern. Again, we've got quite a lot. I quite like Hex, though, for weapons. I don't know why. That just seems right. Now, you've got tattoos, which are pretty much exactly what they say on the tattoo. Wow, that's really vivid ink. That is literally anti-stealth ink right there. But you can have quite a lot of different tattoos on both arms. I've got a bit of an idea of something I might be doing, and that is I noticed that there were a couple of specific enemy tattoos, so I was thinking I would have the right arm with a picture of the first enemy that operative killed once they were hired. I think that might be pretty cool. Adds a little bit more story to the characters. Now, over here, we have all sorts of scarring. And since we've got an eye patch, we probably need some sort of scar to explain it. We could either have, like, half the face burned, some sort of, like, a grenade exploded a little bit too close, or maybe just a cheek burn, full face burn, a temple slash. Have we got anything that's specific? Oh, that one kind of deals with the eye. It's cheek scar. Yeah, we can go with that, I think. Let's rotate you around. Okay, yeah, Dark Aavak looks like he's been through the war a little bit. I think this makes for a good character. So, as with all my other series at the moment, the way to get your characters named in this Let's Play is either send me a character file, that's obviously specific to XCOM, or simply post comments on the videos. When it comes a time to rename a character, if, for example, I hire a batch of characters and one of them has a default name, then I will look to the comment section just for a random comment on the last video that went live. So if you've commented on the most recent video, then you're automatically in with a chance of being named in the series. The more detail you place, the more likely I'm going to be able to make the character similar to what you want. Otherwise, I'm just literally going to put your username as a nickname, and that will be that. Later on, then, after the fact, you can give me a little bit more information. I'll do my best to try and model the character as per your request. So using this video as a basis, because I've shown quite a lot of the character customization options, you can probably give me a very detailed description of what you want. Again, a biography would be appreciated, because if I don't get one fairly quickly after naming it, I will put the biography there myself. And again, you will probably be raised by some weird animal. Abandoned by parents, raised by platypus. That will be in your future if you do not supply me with a biography or something equally derpy. But that is going to be it for this episode. Just a rundown of what you can expect in my very soon-to-follow XCOM 2 footage. You will probably find there will be a couple of videos going up on release day. So I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. And I can't wait to get a couple of you into my XCOM playthrough so I can watch you die horribly and then feel bad when I go to the memorial and get drunk. Don't send me a character if you don't want them to die, because odds are they probably will. But that is going to be it from me. So until next time, and as always, do take care.